Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa, and you remember when Jeff said, actually, Hero 27 has probably been teased already. What did he mean? Like, where could it have been teased? Well, there's a very interesting sort of theory. This is the theory of the D.Va's kind of co-pilot, the F1 pilot. This is somebody else who is part of the MEKA force, which is, well, they defend South Korea from a massive monstrosity that, well, comes out of the ocean every now and again and attacks the coastal cities around that area. The MEKA units are deployed to go and destroy that, or at least try and push it back into the ocean. They can't destroy it, but every time they manage to come to a stalemate and push it back into the ocean. Anyway, check this out from the recent video. Michael Chu, the head of Overwatch lore, the story man, actually had to say about D.Va.
D.Va. Ever since the Omnic crisis, Korea is routinely attacked, every couple of years or so by this massive Omnic that comes out of the sea, and MEKA pilots come out to defend the country. For decades, Korea used drones to fight them off, but then one day when this Omnic monstrosity reappeared, it had this ability to jam all their communications, and so Korea was forced to employ pilots to be able to fight the threat. And so when they were looking at who the best candidates to pilot these mech suits were, they decided to turn to the professional gamers of Korea because of their abilities and their gameplay strategies and their APM. And so D.Va is sort of considered to be the best gamers in Korea to be a member of the squad. And so she's in this squad with these other pilots who, have similar skills like her. There's some other gamers, and then you've got like pilots or like an F1 driver.
So why mention an F1 driver? That's pretty weird, isn't it? Like, this could be just a case of like, oh, people who have got fast reactions. So, pro gamers got high APM. A pro StarCraft 2 player or StarCraft player would be able to, operate the mech stupidly fast, and that would be awesome, right? Same for an F1 driver. But why say F1 driver? Could an F1 driver actually be the next hero? Well, anyway, before we get into that, let's take a look at this. This is from D.Va's bio on the official Overwatch website. Now, I'm going to quickly blast through this, so get ready, ladies and gentlemen. D.Va is a former professional gamer who now uses her skills to pilot a state-of-the-art mech in defense of her homeland. 20 years ago, South Korea was attacked by a colossal Omnic monstrosity that rose from the depths of the East China Sea. The massive lumbering construct caused catastrophic damage to coastal cities before it was driven back beneath the waves. In response, the South Korean government developed a mechanized armored drone unit called MEKA to protect urban environments in future engagements with the Omnic threat. The government's fears proved to be well-founded, as a disturbing pattern of attacks emerged. Every few years, the monstrosity would rise from the sea to assault South Korea and its neighbors. The Omnic learned from these encounters, often reconfiguring itself in new and different forms and appearing with new weapons and capabilities. Each incident ended in a stalemate, with the monstrosity defeated but not destroyed. As the Omnic continued to adapt, it eventually disrupted MEKA drone control networks, forcing the military to place pilots in the mechs. Scrambling to find suitable candidates, the government turned to the country's professional gamers, who possessed the necessary reflexes and instincts to operate mechs and advanced weapon systems. Top stars were drafted, including reigning world champion Hannah Song, also known as D.Va. Famous for her elite skills, D.Va was a fierce competitor who played to win at all costs, and she had well-earned reputation for showing no mercy to her opponents. Seeing her new mission as a game, D.Va fearlessly charges into battle alongside the rest of her MEKA unit, ready to spring to a nation's defense at a moment's notice. Recently, she has begun to stream combat operations to her adoring fans, and her growing following has turned her into a global icon. Right then, so that goes into a little bit more detail on what Michael was actually saying in a little video clip I showed you. What we've got is this massive Omnic, and actually, this is from the theatrical teaser, and this shows D.Va attacking this giant Omnic, which we presume has come out of the South China Sea to attack South Korea. What is interesting here, though, it's just D.Va on her own. From what we believe, these MEKA units, well, they're units, right? They operate in teams. It wouldn't just be one of them sent out to fight that massive Omnic. It would be swarms of these mechas coming out, which is why it's kind of strange, isn't it, that Michael Chu would actually mention an F1 pilot. All right. So let's take a look at this. This is D.Va's white rabbit skin. Now, I was looking at this and thinking, you know what, actually, this doesn't really contain any of the same stickers that the other D.Va skins do, or the standard D.Va skins, if they're not like a legendary skin or a completely different skin. Where she has things like Blizzard on it, she's got D.Va, she's got the MEKA unit. This actually doesn't say that, because if we take a closer look, this says White Rabbit Special Forces Assault Unit. It says that on D.Va's leg, and it also says it on the top of the mech itself. Now, I was like, what is this? White Rabbit Special Forces Assault Unit. I hadn't actually noticed this before until I started looking at the D.Va skins, but I was starting to get sort of go into a bit more detail on what Michael Chu said. Now, do remember, this is wild speculation, ladies and gentlemen. This could just be nothing. But you know we enjoy doing this and trying to find out what the next hero is. Because a lot of people out there are thinking, is it Maximilian? Is it Hammond? Is it all these obvious ones? But maybe it isn't. You know, think about Moira. Moira just came out of nowhere. Jeff has said this hero has been teased somewhere already in the game. Anyway, White Rabbit Special Forces Assault Unit. What does this mean? Well, unfortunately, this doesn't really mean anything. This is a callback to a game. So if we go to the D.Va wiki page, it says this. D.Va's epic White Rabbit skin may be a reference to the PlayStation game Jumping Flash, in which the player controls a white mech called Robbit with the ability to jump greater heights. This is further supported by the -03 rabbit symbol on her jumpsuit. In the first game, Robbit had an R-01 on the mech, and in the second game an R02, so I mean it makes sense that an 03 would be in the next game, but the next game isn't a game, it's actually a skin within Overwatch, so that kind of debunked my theory there. Let's travel to the Hanamura attacker spawn inside the arcade. This poster here of D.Va, this was actually added to the game before D.Va launched, because D.Va was one of the heroes that was added during the beta of the game. However, maybe there's actually artwork in here which is showing us the next hero. Blizzard do this quite a lot. They hide things in plain sight. Now, people have probably looked at this before and gone, oh yeah, maybe these are heroes, maybe they could be heroes. We just don't know. The thing is, with Michael Chu actually saying F1 pilot and referring to it, possibly one of these characters in the arcade is one of the heroes. So let's take a look at these posters. This one here is, it looks like a female character in a mecha. It could also be a female character lying down or sitting down in a seat about to pull that canopy down, although it looks like it's interacting with some sort of controls on that canopy there. We don't know what's going on here, but this could theoretically be a mecha pilot, so it could potentially be part of D.Va's unit. So when Michael Chu references an F1 driver, maybe instead of being a pro gamer, this person is an F1 pilot. Now, it's a bit of a stretch to go that far, but this is a crazy speculation video, so we have to go wild, ladies and gentlemen, with mental speculation. So what about this? Now, you might have seen this just off to the right-hand side of the first image that I showed you. Now, this again looks like a female character. I'm not sure this actually is a hero. Now, again, these could be heroes. These might not be heroes. These might just be, well, concept art because they're very rough sketches. This looks like a female character staring into some sort of holographic heads-up display as if it's in some sort of control center. I don't know. Don't think this is possibly it. I'd put my money on the previous one more so than this one. Now these two, these again are pretty interesting. The one on the right hand side, it looks like some sort of Ghost in the Shell style madness. Again, I don't know whether that would be a hero because it doesn't look like it's inside a mech. I don't know what it's doing, to be honest, but actually it probably looks the most sort of vivid out of all of the characters that I've showed you so far on these posters. However, the one on the left-hand side, that maybe could be a mecha pilot. If you look, it's kind of got a mecha behind it or some sort of mech. Again, there's information there, 20XX0101 on sale. I don't know what that date means. Well, it's not really a date, is it? We just don't know. So yeah, these could be heroes. Again, we're not sure. And finally, this one. Now, this is where I'm going to put my money. Now, this actually says Cyber Optics, and it looks like a pilot sitting on top of some sort of mecha. It looks radically different to D.Va. Now, this is the thing, right? I don't think they would ever add a hero into the game with the same type of silhouette as D.Va. Now, they've said this before, like, they have to be very careful when designing heroes. You can't have them look like other heroes because it would be confusing for the player. A lot of things happen in Overwatch really quick, so you need to be able to just quickly identify, oh, that's Reinhardt, that's D.Va, that's Roadhog. So I don't think we would see another mecha pilot in the game in the same mech. What we might see, though, is this F1 pilot in a completely different mecha that looks like this. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa from This Is Unit Lost. This has been some wild speculation on what Hero 27 could be. It's been a different take on what Hero 27 could be as well, because I actually produced a video a while back and we looked at the actual hero possibilities from all of the comics, but I don't know, maybe Blizzard are hiding this in a less obvious place, because when we look at the evidence, Jeff did say this hero has been teased, or maybe it's been teased. But why would he even say that, you know, if it hadn't been? I don't know. Maybe he's just sort of trolling us. Michael Chu referred to an F1 pilot. Very interesting. Guys, I've been Stylosa, and this is Unit Lost. If you enjoyed the video, then like the video. You can subscribe to the channel. And I apologise for my voice in this video, guys. I'm not too well at the moment, so my throat is kind of destroyed. But hopefully I'll get better. All right, guys, you can follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming. Join the Discord as well, which is discord.gg/UnitLost. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Toodaloo.